See, there was not a lit flame, but because I left it on there, it got the light up and got on fire. But what it was, it took like hours and hours before it started. And I was sitting there putting wood on top of wood with that little bit that was smoking. You don't see no fire, but you see smoke. You know, see that smoke right there? So while I lit on fire, I got layers and layers of wood. But yeah, that is my revelation for the day. Each layer, this pearl right here does two different things too. Each layer you got to work with. That's why I have a bunch of holes. That just shows mistakes I made. What your flaws you see could be something wonderful later. Okay, I was going to give my review today. The Walmart of tool stores. Harbor Freight. They're pretty good, pretty nice people in there. Honey Bank, younger generation in there, but they're pretty good. I think they're trying to kill a pig in the back, but it's a slow day. Really nice people. Dollar General, down the street from here, ain't bad at all. The people in there, I love. They're nice to me every time I go in there. All right, this is Fredericksburg. See you later. I'll get thumbs up today. Old school Ninja Turtles. Y'all remember this? That's from my dad. Street Fighter 2. I don't remember Pinball really that well. Anyways, let's get back. See, you gotta build a trench out of there. I'm just gonna keep on digging. I gotta let go of this and I'll lose my phone. Pay no attention to the marshmallows. Don't ask me what that's about. Stowaway stuff. But anyways, the main thing you're gonna do is get your important stuff in your backpack, your ID and all that, because of thieves. You also want to learn how to hide things. See, something could be hidden right in there. You never know. Waves, everything, just stuff it up. And they're finding a tulsi. It's one of those ones that are really big. I got plenty of bleach. But anyways, it'll work. And no one wants to ever steal that. See, I just sit in Home Depot and sometimes you just have to think. All your surroundings around you. Everything you have in here. What can you use it and what can you use it for? Wood is very important, but you can't always get out to your campsite, so you gotta, well, you can, it's just take more than a day. You gotta think about the future. Every piece of wood's priced different for a reason. I think I'll go with this dogwood. They had this fence, they had these little pieces, add two of them up, it costs as much as that piece. You can just cut it, you're paying for it being cut. Insulation, if you're cold, won't work during the summer, then you gotta go to a different level. This stuff is more expensive because it works better than this styrofoam, but that's the styrofoam I got because it's cheap. You got like 5. So this is what I ended up with. It's like 15-20 bucks, I forget. Nails are 5. That's 10. Gotta add it all together, that's 10. The duct tape, I don't know what that stuff's good for. I like their machine because it shows you everything you buy. Well, you know how it is. It ended up being $83. Finally see the truth. God, we need you now. Another thing you have to look out for, I went here because I was like, man, I gotta go pee, is a plug. I'll show you the surrounding area soon. See that place? Closed down. This place looks like it's shut down. I came to visit Scotty for a second. I don't know what's going on with my hair, but he's doing good out of rehab. Say hi, Scotty. He doesn't talk, so I guess this is a fake interview. Just got done eating at this place in Fredericksburg. Hey, man, Didn't you go to rehab? I don't know that guy. It's mystery. All right. Oh no, I can't eat them. And never free gaming. That's what I call it. I know I suck. Sometimes during the winter, which I guess that's the best time, you can find great deals like that. $1.42. I should be in on floor, but I got two over there with little Sonic. He's dirty. He's nasty. See, it doesn't really make no sense. It's a highway. I got my thing tilted to the side, you know. I got my piece of wood right here. I need it. Everybody behind me, in front of me. No walk through. It's the only place to get. Have no fear, guys. Safely made it with my board across the highways and all that. That's our stop, but they only have a stop right there, probably because they don't want you to go into the right. They always have a reason for something. So I had like 2 days off. See, that's the board I got. What a good board. It keeps out, if I was laying down, so much wind. It's about as big as me and thick as me. Back home, I don't live here though. I just got me 2 more games from this place. I didn't really feel the outside of it. It's a place I go to a lot. So I can live out in the woods and play video games. Got me a DS for like 75 or something, I forgot. Okay, this is how much your tent gets if you play around. So I got a tent outside of here. Help me stash it in there. I got stuff I'm working on today. We'll get there. Here's an item I found on the side of the road. I remember I told that person I was burning their wood that I'll get them some wood. So when I seen this, I thought about it. I thought, well, that's my perfect chance. It's right up there. Something else I learned about burning wood at these long pieces here, right here, after they get done. Don't carry too much, you get a hernia. That's been the start of my problem. But I keep this lit all day long. If it's not raining in Virginia, I always. So this is kind of my way of not building, working around the government. I got Flexar, sills, styrofoam. I just stood it up. That piece of board. Well, my Mr. Heater ran out, so I had to come out here. Luckily, he's been dried, so it's easier to start. But I had the food on top. I have it covered up just in case if I have anything in there that shouldn't be in there, like that green stuff. One of the greatest survival skills of them all is to be underneath your sleeping bag when it's cold. Like 50 degrees is cold to me. 40 degrees? It's a little lower, but. Hey YouTube, I'll have to show you my toilet. Every man needs a toilet. I'm sure every woman too. So it has a bucket in there, put a little bit of stuff in it. I'll cut out a little hole. How to take a bath in the woods, 101. Mother Nature, look at it. Dirty. I came back to camp and this fire started up. What's weird is I threw the stuff on top of it. I mean, I guess it started from the bottom somehow and started from the top. I think that wood was dry. But that's about it. See, and that works just right. I found this yesterday on the ground. It's brand new. Looks like the lid's still sealed. And I got my Roman. You gotta have water out here. I barely have water because it's a little way to walk. It's not that bad. Sometimes every band needs one of these. If you're out in the woods, who cares if it's out in the yard unless you got a beautiful yard. This is my stove I made. It's pretty cool. See how it's made. It has a metal all the way. Cooks a perfect Roman noodle. And don't ever forget the hot sauce. Oh, so good. I use a 2-pot system because I ain't got no gloves to try to catch it. Put it right in them. This one actually has handles, so I guess I could do smarter. Fire gloves are a must, but I ain't bought none yet. This is my staff. Perfectly flawed. Cleaned it up. How you like it? hard to break. That's why I like it. It's hard to break. But it makes you walk up a hill. I want to make a point though. The point needs to be stronger at the end. I've lost my blade somewhere on the ground. Okay, back on the street. I got a sign. It has no sign. Okay, hold it. No sign. Let me see if I can make a buck or two today. And this is how you keep warm in your homeless. You get socks and sometimes backpacks and covers and go to tent. It's homeless Matt. All right. I went to a winter shelter tonight. There was a guy, top flight security. Made me not want to ever go back in there. See, people ain't appointed by God. All these other people they put up with that stuff, but I don't like people treating me like crap. Like I'm a piece of crap prisoner. I don't care what anyone. That's hate. Died and listening to that. I'm in church right now though. I know my pride hurts, but that's the reason I don't show up at shelters because of the way people treat you. It's horrible. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They shouldn't work there. Control freaks, they don't love you. Says or what these people think. I know when God doesn't appoint you to be in a spot, that's wrong. That's wrong that people got. After using some tent poles, and when your tent starts moving, one thing it's going to do is rip. And after it rips, then it's going to come undivided in the back. So I would just say, be careful how you use tent poles inside a tent. Look at this big mess. I swear it was looking all right until I started trying to fix something. So, a tent inside a tent. Follows 101. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It worked out pretty good. I was able to stuff some styrofoam. I have a tent pole just in case. It doesn't snow much down here, but one thing about being homeless, you always have to watch out, and they might try to befriend you, and then they take your stuff while you're not there. It's thieves. I have 2 windows now. I can look out when it's not raining. Thankfully, all my stuff was getting wet. This is better. Set your place up as a safe environment. Reserve everything you have, your tea. You might not have money, you might not be far from town, but if you don't have much money, be careful how much you spend. Earlier, I went to Wawa, and the cheapest things I could find there were eggs, and the other thing was this thing. I can't really afford food these days, but I definitely have room, thank God. So I was not really going to sleep tonight, having problems, kind of cold, and got a little cold out for a while. But I just noticed a cough, and I'm thinking, well, I pick up old tents. You gotta have mold in your old tent, so be careful with that. I'm realizing now, all the elements that are put together can kill you. Well, the best thing we're doing is trying to prepare ourselves for that not to happen. And I brought too much stuff here. When you get a backpack and it has 1 pocket, or it has 3 pockets, or it has 4 pockets, or it has a bunch of pockets inside, you don't get used to your backpack right away. You have to get used to your backpack after a while. You have to learn that backpack and what it means to you. Because when you carry things, it could be in different locations. Are you thinking fast about it? Are you thinking slowly? Sometimes we just need to slow down our lives so we understand stuff like this. Like what's inside here? What's inside here? And why did you put it inside there? And do I put it in there? Am I going to lose it? Just like the storage system and these keys, they hold a lot of meaning through life. And what's behind these closed doors, no one knows except for you. That's why we lock it. What supplies do you need when you're living on the streets? Something that's cheap, of course. This right here is 2 different stores. This one comes from an convenience store, which costs a lot more. This one's from the dollar store, which is a little cheaper. Sometimes they're high. This is where I started. This is the way I learned how to do Mr. Heater, living in bigger tent. I mean, this is something I just did because I don't want it to burn up. This is where I started at a little. I noticed something today. I started hearing the crickets outside, and I normally don't hear that. As soon as I heard the crickets later on, I'm over here cooking in my tent, and then I seen a rat. Like, I'm not used to those elements. I lived inside so long. So I started burning things. I gotta get rid of all my food. You can't leave traces of nothing behind because these creatures are coming for your stuff. Anything you have in your tent, you better lock it up. If there's a snake around, which I don't think snakes come out yet, but you never know. They might be tricked into thinking it's winter too. I don't know how they work, but they are a dangerous thing. You have to keep your flashlight. You have to watch your feet. Everything of the old society, of the people before us, and I'm over here in Virginia, and it's February, and it's not even cold, but it's only been warm 2 days. It's not summer yet. Let's go. Hey, this is Bottles 101, and I've been going through a lot of things. I had to get a friend to help me who I met before a time. He was homeless too, and kind of stuck in the same situation I was. And then later, his mom helped out, got in a car. Well, he helps me out, him and his girlfriend, every once in a while. And so I learned a lot of mistakes while I was camping. And right now, I'm using this place so I can earn some money as I hold up my sign. Not like a homeless sign, but a sign from a furniture store. They pay me like every 3 days or so, or every 2 days. So anyways, I dealt with rats. It became summer to winter really fast, and I've dealt with a lot of things. And if you don't clean up your mess, rats will come in. And if you leave rain and make your place where it could get moldy, mold will get you, and it can kill you. Another day in the life of being homeless and holding up signs. Some people I know over there are killing it. Hey, doggy. We got people over here. This is my sign. I sort of know them, but I haven't really talked to them much. But we're all different, you know. We all have our each way of learning things and fit in a tent, and maybe not in a tent, but most of the time we are in a tent. Ain't an easy life for us all. Try to read the sign. I can't really read it. I can't do close up because I hold this one, so I can't do both. Oh, I'll try to push it there. I try to push it. There we go. We can read that sign. A little crooked. I mean, when you're homeless, you find a lot of spots that you just could find. You don't really know. I mean, if you get away with sleeping back here until the cops roll up on you until you'll leave. But this right here is my YouTube. I want to possibly make it as real as I can and be honest with y'all. Like right now, I am sitting in someone's basement. I met this person on the streets and someone helped him out, and then he helped me out. That's how you get help on the streets. You get to know somebody, and then you might get help later. Because I'm not from Virginia. I have no friends. I have no family here. We cleaned up this little spot. I'm still working on cleaning it. Because it's a basement, it wasn't that clean. Somewhat organized, as you can see. So I got up and I thought, well, I need to actually speak to my subscribers. So that's what I'm doing now. I woke up at 5 o'clock and I'm still trying to figure this out and what's happening and what's going on in my life. And I thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna try something new. I got in my pajamas. Well, I actually have them on underneath my other clothes. But holding this sign right here, see where I could go with the pajama thing, you know? Flip that sign